Hello everyone, my name is Ioana, remember, and we are having our English class today. How are you today? Nectarie, Teodora, how are you?
I'm fine.
Oh, welcome back, Nectarie. You felt a bit under the weather last time. Remember, Teodora? Idioms?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Let's get started for today. We had some homework. Theo, did you write it? We had to write 5 sentences about your last holiday using an idiom. How about you, Nectarie? Did you get to write your homework?
Yes.
All right, well done. Let's get started. Please, Nectarie, read the first one.
I had a blast on my holiday.
Ooh, groovy. And you, Theo?
I was feeling under the weather when I got back from my holiday.
Oh, indeed. How about you, Nectarie, the next one?
I did so much sightseeing that I felt like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, indeed. Like a kid in the candy store.
Everywhere I went, I was in seventh heaven.
Seventh heaven. The next one, also Nectarie.
I'm already looking forward to my next holiday. I'm counting the days.
I'm counting the days, indeed. Are you counting the days, Theo, till your next holiday?
Yeah, I am.
Indeed. And the last one, also, Nectarie?
I had a whale of a time on my last holiday.
A whale of a time. Meaning what exactly, a whale of a time?
A blast.
Okay, a very good time. So that
Yeah,
was...
a very good time.
Indeed. That was your homework. And I hope you back home, my friends, you all wrote your homework. Here is our lesson for today. We are going to talk about present perfect and past simple in mirrors. Then we are going to talk about speaking practice. You are going to have some speaking practice, again, like a native, because that's why we are here. And then some abbreviations and contractions, and also talking about some famous buildings. I saved the best for last. Chapter 1. Present perfect versus past simple. You know that we also have some time expressions. We talked about them last time, about present perfect simple, but we also know about past simple. So, just ever, never, already, for and since, which are specific to present perfect simple, whereas in the mirror we have past simple, something that is already finished, completed. Like yesterday, of course, yesterday is gone, last night or last month, last week, 3 minutes ago or 1 week ago, or in 1954, as now we are in 2023. We use present perfect for recent actions which happened at an unstated time in the past. Like, I have bought a new car. We aren't mentioning the time. Whereas on the other side, we have, I bought a new car yesterday. So yesterday, completed. Can you give me an example, Nectarie, with past simple for the verb, let's say, to write?
I wrote my homework 1 hour ago.
Excellent. How about you, Teodora? Using past simple, please.
I wrote a poem yesterday.
Excellent. Now, with present perfect simple, something we don't mention the time. Please, Nectarie?
I've written a story.
I've written a story. Teodora, present perfect simple?
Written my homework.
I have written my homework. So, I wrote my homework yesterday. I have written my homework. And for you, Nectarie, now we have present perfect for actions which began in the past and still continue. For example, you have been a doctor for 9 months. And for the past simple, we have you were a doctor for 9 months. Not anymore. Now maybe you are a sailor, you sell medicine. In example, Nectarie, can you have some examples from you?
I have been learning English for a year.
All right, very good, but this is not quite present perfect simple. This is something like we haven't studied yet. Can you stick to present perfect simple, please? I have
been a student for a year.
Okay, I have been a student. How about you, Teodora? Can you please give an example with present perfect simple?
I have eaten a cookie.
I have eaten a cookie. And how about something with for? To use this for or since. She has, please, finish the sentence. She has
been a student.
Very good. Very good. Since?
Since 1945.
Good. Okay, she's a bit old. Let's say 2021. All right. So here is an exercise for you home, my friends, and Nectarie, Teodora. We have here some adverbs: yet, ever, ago, last night, since, and for. And also we have some sentences. The example is on the board. My brother went to Ireland 3 days ago. Can you please fill in the blanks? Teodora, please start. He has known her
since 2012.
2012. Nectarie?
They haven't finished their homework yet.
Excellent. Teodora, the next one.
Have you ever seen an Asian tiger?
An Asian tiger. Nectarie, next.
We went to bed at 10 o'clock last night.
And the last one, Teo?
He has lived in Washington for 10 months.
Bravo. And here is the solution. You did very well. Now, as I was saying, last time we talked about an idiom. We mentioned some idioms. Now, here are some examples which are quite easy to understand. For example, if I want to say it's up to you, I will say the ball is in your court. Remember that an idiom cannot be taken literally because, for example, in this case, I'm not playing tennis to say the ball is in your court. So it's up to you. The decision is yours. Another example is never. For example, we can have like when pigs fly, which is never because, yeah, pigs don't fly. And another one, annoying, and we all know this idiom, a pain in the neck. And the last one, looks delicious. Oh, it's mouth-watering. By the way, Teodora, can you picture something that is mouth-watering? Have you ever tried something that is mouth-watering?
Chocolate cake.
Okay, indeed. It is mouth-watering. How about when pigs fly? Can you give me an example, Nectarie, with this idiom?
I don't know. I'll speak Chinese when pigs fly.
All right, okay. And when we are talking to our friends, we can have the ball is in your court when we have a decision to take. And the last idiom, get lost or get away or go away. Someone who is a pain in the neck. Teodora, can you think of somebody who is a pain in the neck or an issue of yours? Maybe a test, a math test?
Some of my classmates are a pain in the neck.
Indeed. How about you, Nectarie? Can you think of someone / something which is a pain in the neck, a person?
No, yes, one of my friends.
Okay, indeed, one of your friends is a pain in the neck. Now that we talked about the idiom, something also very interesting that we talked about are the abbreviations, and also because we are living in WhatsApp era, we use lots of contractions and lots of abbreviations. Some of them are here on the board, but you already know many of them. For example, BTW, by the way. We also have LMK, let me know, BRB, be right back, or TY, thank you. Also, to respond to thank you, how do we say nectarie?
TY.
Yes, or YW, you're welcome or you're most welcome. NP, no problem. I don't know, it's so easy peasy to remember. It's IDK. To be honest, TBH, in my humble opinion, we have INHO, and never mind, very easy to remember, NVM. Also, to TBA and TBD, to be announced and to be discussed. Talking about contractions. Remember that some time ago we talked about some words that are like glued, and they come together when we talk, when we have it, where we have a native conversation or a conversation very fast, and we have got you instead of got you, kinda instead of kind of. This is mainly in spoken English, and have to instead of have to. Now, this is just a quick reminder of these contractions. And now I'm inviting you to watch a very short film.
This is Everyday Grammar. I'm Lucia.
And I'm Kaveh. And today's episode is all about contractions. Contractions are ways to shorten words and phrases. For example, I am can be contracted to I'm.
And you can't talk about contractions without mentioning apostrophes.
Ah, yes. I still can never get those right.
An apostrophe is a punctuation mark. One use of the apostrophe is to make contractions.
Most contractions are a combination of a pronoun and a verb. The apostrophe replaces the letter or letters that have been dropped.
Contractions are difficult. Even native speakers confuse contracted pronouns with possessive pronouns. For example, the contraction it's, it is, sounds exactly like the possessive pronoun its.
The same confusion applies to the following words.
That's really good to know. Here's another tip. If you are unsure about using a contraction, you can just skip it.
In fact, we don't use contractions in formal writing.
What about speaking?
Contractions in conversation are fine. Most native speakers can't help using them. We use contractions all the time, even on the show.
That's good to know.
And that is Everyday Grammar.
As you already know, we are talking about famous buildings today. And I have chosen for you 3 of the most well-known famous buildings. One of them, the Buckingham Palace. The second one, the White House, which is, yes, in Washington, D.C. And the last one, Sydney Opera House. Buckingham Palace has served as the official London residence of the UK's sovereigns, meaning kings and queens, since 1837, and today is the administrative headquarters of the monarch. In this case, the king. Buckingham Palace has 775 rooms. Yes, you heard it perfectly. 775 rooms. These include 19 staterooms, 52 royal and guest bedrooms, and 78 bathrooms, and it measures 108 meters long across the front and 120 meters deep and 24 meters high. Yes, it is a tall building. The balcony of this palace, of this famous building, is one of the most famous in the world. And Queen Victoria in 1851 being the first to appear. Here we have some photographs. One of them is an aerial, is something from above, just to see that we also have a garden behind the palace. And here are some photographs of the palace, the interior. We have the grand staircase, which was designed by a very famous architect, John Nash. And it is based, the architect's script was based on his experience working in London theatres. The walls are decorated with Queen Victoria family portraits. You can see behind the stairs. Another very important room in the palace is the throne room. Yes, of course, it has the throne. And it is also the masterpiece of the same John Nash. It was greatly influenced by the same experience of his working with theatres. It has in the center of the room the pair of throne chairs. There are two of them, known as the chairs of estate, and they were used for the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II, the late Queen, of course. We have the picture gallery inside this palace, which displays some of the greatest paintings in the royal collection. The paintings are changed regularly as the king lends many works of art to various exhibitions around the UK and overseas. Today it is a setting for receptions hosted by the monarchs and members of the royal family. It is also here that the recipients of honors wait to be led to the ballroom for their investiture. Ballroom, here is the next room. Previously known as the ball and concert room, today the ballroom hosts some of the most prestigious and grand events in the United Kingdom, from state banquets to royal weddings. And one of the most well-known royal wedding was of Prince Charles and Princess Diana. The same ballroom has the capacity to host up to 800 guests. Yes, it's absolutely huge and impressive, and its marble flooring, exquisite chandeliers and elegant decorations make it one of the largest ballrooms in the world. It has been the site of many famous occasions, as I was saying, Prince Charles and Princess Diana. Here is a photograph with the ballroom. Yes, we talked about the interior, now let's go out. Talking about the palace garden, which is best known as the setting for garden parties. It has, yes, 16 hectares, with a summer house, a rose garden, and the enormous Waterloo vase and the palace tennis court. Guess what? On this tennis court, the very famous British Fred Perry played a game with King George VI. Also, changing the guard is full of colors and British traditions. And during the ceremony, which is also known as guard mounting, one detachment of troops takes over from one another. And it is very impressive, and they go marching and singing with musical instruments. Another famous building, as I was saying, the White House. This is official house of US President, which was designed by Irish-born architect James Hoban in 1790. It was then rebuilt after a British attack in 1814. In 1999, because of concerns about terrorism, Pennsylvania Avenue, actually the avenue which goes in front of White House, was closed to automobile traffic. And so it became very popular with pedestrians and skaters. A very famous room in this White House is the Oval Office. Also, the Rose Garden is among the features. Here are some photographs of the interior. We have the Oval Office and some other rooms of the same White House. Currently, it holds 132 rooms on 6 floors. The total space being among like 55,000 square feet. A lot. The presidential office is, as I said, the Oval Office, is located on the west wing of the same house. And now another famous building is Sydney Opera House. It is one of the most famous structures, mainly due to its architectural beauty. Although the construction was scheduled to last 4 years, guess what? It lasted almost 14. And here are some fun facts. It was designed by a Danish architect, which won the contest out of 233 architects. Here are some fun facts. The original budget was around 7 million, but it ended up around 102 million US dollars. There are 7 venues. The smallest has like 300 seats, whereas the largest one can have up to 2,700 seats. The temperature inside is around 22.5 degrees Celsius, and this is very important for the instruments. And guess what? It can fit up to 7 A380. That means huge planes. It's absolutely impressive. It is also considered one of the most photographed buildings in the world. During the Lunar New Year, the Sydney Opera House gets lighted into red. And of course, the cooling system at the same house takes water from the ocean. Now that we talked about famous buildings, here is the assignment for you. For Lecţia and Teodora, and for you back home. You have an assignment. Do your research. Read about 5 buildings in an English-speaking country and tell us about them. Now that we talked about the White House, Buckingham Palace, and Sydney Opera House, I will leave you for the moment. Take good care. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, Teodora. Thank you, Lecţia. And back home, have a wonderful evening and have a wonderful week. Till next time, take good care. Bye-bye.